haven't mentioned it, but I mean, Rusia is an absolute nightmare.
That is a hell of a shot.
That's a flick and a half. But Rusia is such a tremendous player. I think definitely deserves a lot more talk on the global scene. And the coaching staff for Billy. Happy with that one. You know, something that they struggled with at times in Toronto, getting momentum, finding some good, you know, advantages outside of their opening match. Now they're looking really, really strong. There's a big shift in utility for Devi here. All this Vice util set up over in tree.
Hunt had the reveal. That trailed there for just a moment longer, and something does manage to go ahead. Trace it right over to Neff, but YZ still very much on point. Quickly trades it back as something trying to see if anyone goes swinging forward into backside. YZ, however, playing at the rope. Something cannot get the flick in time. YZ striking again, 16-5-1 at the moment, looking for more. Out for blood, but Forsaken. Go ahead and make sure that he is sated for the time being. Holds him off. Pit now going to be infested as, oh boy. The timing, a bit awkward there for Jing. As I'm going to take it down. Reload can't come through. Spot out on the one. The spray from Forsaken. Gets some connections, but cannot find the kill.
Last player
Knight managing to stay alive as Russia once again striking. Patman now dead. Forsaken with everything to do. Has one low, but K-Knight plays around the pit very wisely and gets BLG now up to 8.
What a round there for K-Knight. Catching Jing as he's getting ready to try to clear the Viper's pit. It's not anticipating that BLG would get that aggressive. This is one of the more aggressive rounds we've seen from them in their post-play positioning. They caught Paperrex really off guard. You know, YZ there, even pushing up the rope on A, and shutting down Jing there so huge because he had the showstopper, and that could have been a powerful tool at cleaning that ultimate. And yeah, that's
quick getaway.
We've seen that scene before.
Yeah, right now it just feels like everybody from Paperrex taking their time to really try to get online. Wiley just been Forsaken leading the charge. Everybody else at single digits here for the moment. Showstopper going to go out. It's a quick little
Buru-buru
lob in.
banget, Jing.
No one there to receive the damage.
Oh my god.
Just Wiley trying to scare them off and flush them in towards this A site. And it has worked, and they've got some quick pivots here.
Fake teleport.
Something setting up another gate crash. Here for the quick exit, making his presence known. Prowler not spotting. Headshot does connect.
Nice.
He'll get his and he'll get out.
That's what you like to see. When you're in a position like that, just get the one and done. Something good for it this go around. And that's going to make BLG have to rethink things.
Nice.
Oh no.
He's using the one way, but YZ is not going to be ready for the second layer. So Patman striking does manage to find that. Sees, not getting the connection. With just the Spectre in hand, Patman still dealing damage. Gets the headshot there on the K-Knight, putting him down to 8 HP. Levy at the same time. Trying to see if he can open things up, see if this A site is going to be safe, but something on the reposition. Tucked in to the exit. The swing forward, and Levius wins the fight.
Wow.
Suddenly into a 2v2. The quick pivots having to come through. Paperrex rushing, trying to get into position and Devi with the Guardian at that range, going to be favored. Puts him down, and K-Knight now has his work cut out for him. Just the 8 HP. The tap. The instantaneous headshot. And has the time to plant as well. Does he have another one of those in the bank? We're about to find out. Probably going to be set and Forsaken. We'll be able to flush him out. 8-4 at the half, but my God, Paperrex had to work for every single round.
No doubt, that was some nasty stuff there from Billy. Looking really good on that attacker side in a lot of different aspects. Macro, micro, all of it shining.
Certainly are, but now they're going up against the double duels from Paperrex, who are shifting over to the attacker side.
We'll see how they fare
for the halftime.
Bukan champion bang. Aku juga gak bisa kenceng nggak? Yo satu doang lagi anjir. Kemana BO1 bro. Paperrex juara EWC Bang Rio Subaton bang. Kok nggak ada coach cam nggak niat ya bang? Nggak tahu guys. Nggak niat kocak. Desnya kayak sempit gitu bang. Iya makanya. BLG tajam gini bro, kayaknya bahan tuh absen bang. Ini gak ada penonton bang, ada pasti ada guys. Gue habis dari ini guys, kenapa 1 menit anjing lama banget cok. Gue habis dari rumah maunya Bang Wina tadi guys, habis ngurus-ngurus yang pengen diurus bro. Banyak yang pengen diurus, brother. Oke? Oke. Urus apa bang? Urus server roleplay, urus motion anime fast. Banyak yang diurus. Makanya gue telat tadi guys ya. I'm sorry guys. I'm sorry brother. I'm sorry guys. Beda banget sama Valorant tuh game-gamenya. Saya cek kata sempit gitu bang. Iya makanya sempit banget ya itu kayaknya. Telat cuma BO1 nih bang. Makanya guys cuma setengah jam kita kah? Skornya berapa bang? 8-4 guys. Bang live di Winda aja bang. Winda mau takutnya mau live juga cowok. Jangan. Gue gak tahu cuma BO1 guys. Waktu itu gue live di bang ini.
Alrighty, 8-4 at the half. Billy find themselves out in front here.
Gue kira BO2 kayaknya, BO3.
EWC, VALORANT, and Paperrex looking a bit out of sorts.
Absolutely. It did feel like they were a little uncomfortable. It felt like they weren't quite, you know, in that form that we know they're capable of. Meanwhile, Billy comes in firing. I mean, YZ is absolutely frying right now. 17-7 in that first half. Rushia 13-8. So when you got your anchor, when you got your entry playing like that, that's going to open up a lot of opportunities for you, especially on that attacker side. And they take full advantage. Now crossover here through their smoke over towards the A side. 4 players. Devi going to be the trailing member. Try to watch for those lurks. And
Nice.
okay, dealt with, but a lot of damage taken.
A ton of it. Batman down to 75, Jing at 13 HP. Any stray bullet, go ahead and dispatch him. As Plant will come through.
Low lagi
Far
cowok.
back linger here from Devi, Sheriff in hand, playing back Rubble.
Ya elah.
Not quite going to be ready. So vestiges of that flash do expire. Levius able to go ahead and collect the elimination. Puts it back to parity overall. As far as the player count is concerned. Push forward, Levius with another heater of a shot. Finds himself a third.
Ya elah.
Trying to trade it back, but then Neff layering in here on the back end, cleans up something, and that's going to be yet another pistol going the way of Billy. As they now stretch the lead even further, up by 5.
Yeah, I mean, Paperrex there tries to make a timing off of the paranoia, and Billy was just a literal step ahead. They're able to find that big kill. Jingo's flying in, finds a couple with the frenzy. But at the end, Neff comes up clutch. And Billy wins the second pistol. And that's a big deal, especially in this best of one. But Paperrex, they're capable of coming back. They do it all the time, but you know, it could be another one of those close maps, or who knows, maybe Billy just going to take over. There's a little bit of a buy up here for Paperrex. A couple Sheriffs and a Marshal. YZ going to have that Outlaw. A couple Spectres, Stinger, and a Bulldog for Rushia. So Paperrex going to try to work their eco magic again. They were able to do it in the first half. Maybe a little bit more difficult this go around. Just going to grab some orbs, trying to get Jing fast track onto another showstopper. And Devi with the Marshal. Just going to go fishing, as he likes to do.
And he does. Nothing caught there, so we'll go ahead and try other waters as he's going to be shifting over towards the A side with the rest of the team. Everybody going to be clustered up, but this Outlaw in the hands of YZ can absolutely wreak havoc. This haunt over the back there of Rubble going to be cleared out. Smoke coming through. Paranoia. Seems like Forsaken trying to assess which angle he wants to go through. It's just going to be a bound out through the smoke. Something going to be good for one. YZ swaps over the sidearm. The classic able to deal with the enemy Omen. Forsaken will fall. Smoke going to be dropping. Paperrex once again looking to try to get themselves a quick little turnaround here on the Thrifty. Jing to go for the plant. It's just over halfway towards the showstopper. Couple weapons recovered. Armor values, however, keep them protected widely from this Outlaw.
Not much util here for Paperrex. Just going to have to get it done with the guns. Meanwhile, still a Paranoia for Neff. Find some serious value, especially with all those players tucked in on backside.
Paranoia flying something, shifting the shot into the midsection of Russia. Able to strike him down. Jing looking for a little bit more. It's going to be something with the Sheriff, however, who finds the third kill. Neff now with everything to do. Jing at 8. A double face in towards.
Apaan sih?
And Neff collects them both. Another fantastic go of it here for Billy, or rather for Paperrex, to try to pull off the thrifty. But man, Neff is just on one today. The spray connecting every single bullet where necessary.
Unbelievable. I love the idea there from Paperrex to try to come from 2 different angles into that smoke. It's just the timing here for Neff is perfect. He sees the edge of him and just goes blasting. And he finds both targets. Massive round there. I mean,
Close
still,
one as well.
Yeah, still a ton of damage for Paperrex, of course, but you almost kind of needed that eco.
But there was still a decent amount of investment as well. And still will have a good buy behind here. It's going to be Devi with the attacking Outlaw, trying to see if he can get a jump peek out of Levius. Some noise to be made. Jing, 2 charges away from having that ult online. Be very important in trying to start to get a run back going.
Paranoia there backs the Bucky off.
Do they read this at all?
Well,
It's been the Forsaken special on this map. Do they anticipate that Russia is going to be looking to borrow some of his own tech?
plus you got K-Knight hidden with a Frenzy right behind Rubble. Another tricky position, especially if it's Devi with the Outlaw that's going to be cresting that corner.
Pulls off the ADS. You gotta suspect that was absolutely a no-scope. Quick reactions there from Devi, and not even much damage suffered. 92 HP with 33 armor still intact. Frenzy not really finding much value, just the 1 bullet widely connecting as Forsaken now. Slides in with flank onto the B site, catching Wisey completely off guard. The Bucky, it's gonna be noted. Russia falls for the clone.
30 seconds left.
There's once again Neff left to his own devices. Try to make this costly, otherwise Paperrex going to be looking at a flawless anti-bonus, which is exactly what they need.
Nice.
And there you go, it will be confirmed.
Yeah, that's huge.
Ntar di Sider
You
BO3
really
ya bang ya.
needed that
Nggak tahu
round to
makanya
go
guys.
very
BO1
well.
kayak
And it
aneh
does
banget
for
nggak sih?
Paperrex if you're going to have a chance of clawing back in this match.
Ini
Still
berarti
5
cuma dicari
rounds
2
down.
harusnya per grup ya.
Able to
2-2-2
read
gitu
through
guys.
Some of those cheeky positions that Billy is trying to set
Harus udah
up.
nggak kuat kayak dulu ya bang.
Like you said,
Nggak kuat tapi juara mau
trying to
gimana
take
ya?
a page out of Paperrex's book. And Paperrex, you know, they wrote that. They're the authors. And they are the masters at dealing with all of that in that round at least. Showstopper for Jing. Maybe gonna set him up. Let's see. Here he goes.
Only Wisey with full armor, so Outlaw as well from Devi can still find some value. Jing in the meantime, though, desperately looking for any kind of prey that he can find. It will just be a showstopper to try to clear close upper here at the B site. The spike now brought into position. The plant ready to go through. Something watching behind.
Planted.
Outside of Baby Door,
Nice.
swings the corner, instantly finds the headshot.
Oke.
Wisey dealt with, makes a retake very difficult here.
Sees
Toward
nade,
the side of
sees nade.
BLG. Sees nade going to be going through, and Russia
Nice.
completely caught up by it. Blown to
Oke,
smithereens.
taker kah? Taker set kah?
And widely, that's going to lead to a save call here for BLG. All players completely, utterly fanned out. Potentially at risk. Want to check the close angle. Levius dragging across, eventually able to find it. Does suffer some damage. Looks like Jing and Devi gonna fancy their
Nice.
chances. They're able to get the guns. The rest of the players looking like they're gonna be safe to go ahead and retain these weapons, but Paperrex starting things off in the half correctly as Devi will go down. Ultimately not the worst. They'd have the Outlaw.
Dapai
But,
mati guys.
And it's them starting to get on the warpath as they try to run this map back.
Yeah, this is just a pretty simple round. You just win a trade there. Nice quick peek from something. A seized nade. You know, use the showstopper to open up the B site, and that's round done. So that's what you want to see. Good calling from Paperrex. Still looking a little out
Kayak
of
lemes
sorts,
gitu
though.
Paperrex bro.
Seeing that same kind of hype there, especially from Forsaken. Now you're going to use the Dimensional Drift. Try to get some information. TP right into it. Bye.
Oh! The 1-2 pump, able to find it, but cannot escape. Wisey with that Phantom does manage to hound him down, but that is such good damage dealt. Devi on that flank, doing wonders here for the team to try to keep them protected. Spam through the box, forces a reposition.
Nice.
Neff going to be flushed out
Nice.
across. K-Knight dead. So Wisey's position, previously noted, should have a pretty good idea of where the approach is going to be from. It seems like they won't take their chances.
Relax.
Smoke off main,
Run by
double
run.
stack into tree, as well as watch any other avenues of approach. So Paperrex, they have this round on lock.
Hey, now the big question for YZ is, he's looking for that showstopper. Want to try to keep the gun in hand as well. Money's still a little off balance for BLG.
Love to get a kill and get out.
Yep.
He swung the corner now. Jason certainly would be at risk, and looks like he will be able to slide away to safety. So survives with 15 HP, does Forsaken.
Patron,
And
guys.
YZ gonna have to wait till the next round to try to find that showstopper here
Biasanya
for
main siapa lagi, guys?
himself. Paperrex,
Kita satu game aja, guys.
closes
Gue
the
belum
gap
beres,
now,
bro.
just 3 rounds separated.
Belum beres, belum mandi, habis keluar.
Okay. It begins. I mean, in some ways, it feels like it wouldn't be a Paperrex match unless this went to overtime or nearly to overtime. They just,
Very true.
doesn't matter who the opponent is. It just kind of goes that way. Nice stuff here from Devi. I mean, this is something he's been doing a little bit more lately. You see it on Sunset when he's on the Sage. He's going to pick up an operator, but seeing the Outlaw with him now, kind of a little bit of a different mix-up.
Nice.
Trying some new ideas, and Devi a very steady hand with the snipers.
Habisnya RRQ, guys,
Obviously you're
main,
going to think
guys.
of something
Let's
when you think of sniper
Let's go,
rifles,
RRQ,
for
guys.
Paperrex, but
Kaos
Devi is
pulang bang,
no
enggak.
slouch.
Grup stage tuh kayak cari
This is
poin
gonna
deh
be
kayaknya.
timeout for
Dari 4
BLG
tim kan
this
main
go
3
around.
kali, BO1
Trying to
semua.
stop this momentum that Paperrex is creating, and
Ya.
talking to Coach Bile behind the scenes in Toronto.
EWC berapa price pool bang? Gede
kind
cowok
of,
1,2
frustrated
juta,
at
guys.
times with
USD, bro.
how the fundamentals would break apart for BLG, and you're starting to see it here where
3
one
match
player
dia bakal
dies,
ketemu
2
3
players
tim
dies,
berbeda, terus
and
dilihat
then they
poinnya
kind of try to go for some hero plays, try to go for some maneuvers that maybe aren't optimal. Teamwork, very, very key
Dia
for
pakai
them.
osbot gitu guys
Make sure you're
kameranya.
playing for
Ngeri
those
gitu.
trades. Things that we saw on the attacker side that were going really, really well for them. Want to see a little bit more of that, I think. See if they can play a little bit safer, but some of those rounds were eco, sure. It's actually going to be Devi grabbing an Odin coming out of the timeout.
Okay. I mean, if you force everybody on the sidearms, Odin certainly could get some solid damage across. And Levius does similarly have the Steel Garden available for himself. Looking like it's going to be a pretty quick hit in towards this C site. For the moment, it is only Levius here to try to slow things down. Thorns will lock them in position as they wait out the wall.
Nice haunt.
Ulti at the ready, now going to be sent. Minor corner to try to get tucked into here for the side of Paperrex. They waited out. They're right back in. Spike now brought to bear. Plant can come through, but YZ, that showstopper at the ready, up and over the top. And that's going to be Batman dead. The Spike now stranded here on the corner. Quickly scooped up by Forsaken, had dropped down low. Flash in, something scaling forward over towards Waterfalls, able to find one. Devi putting that Odin to use as the Nightfall now comes across. Sort of the audio, the swing, however, coming through, and Devi has the covering fire. Looks for a little bit more, but K-Knight
Down, C.
starting to go crazy. Noise made. Both players spotting. Armor regenning here, up to 21 for K-Knight.
30 seconds.
Jinx
Nice,
with the
Jinx!
advantage in that regard, and will be able to go ahead and get Paperrex across the line, continuing
Ulti berapa kali
to run
kalah guys.
this one back.
Nice.
Woo! That one, very, very close. K-Knight almost coming through with a huge 1v3. This is scrappy stuff. That's great timing on this showstopper, and an out as well. Using that blast pack to immediately get back to safety was YZ. It's like this might go well. The trades were good for the side of BLG, but then Paperrex
Down, C.
able to just kind of hold the line, and BLG gets a little antsy trying to get into the site. They're back on an eco. Judge in hand for
Oh, bukan
Rusia.
dari poin bang. Oke, menang lawan menang, kalah lawan kalah. Oke. Ini berarti Swiss stage ya.
Down the corner.
Trying to
Nice.
just go for a bit of a crunch play
Nice,
here with
John.
those stingers in hand, but ultimately it's just going to be the one casualty as Jin gets taken down. 2 charges now away from his next showstopper here in the half. Russia in position with a judge, but not going to go for a backside plant, so trying to close the gap and get a punish going to be a little bit more difficult here for him. Levius similarly, just with a stinger, is going to reroute down towards stairs, but Forsaken hovering nearby, waiting for this approach angle.
Yeah, you'd love to see Paperrex just kind of plant their feet and wait this out. It's going to be the stinger identified.
Spot out of the one. Something with the Outlaw, able to find the punish. There's not much more for Russia to do, and it seems like they have a very solid read about his potential position. Just with the classic, Paperrex representing. We'll get the spot out onto one.
I can't die here.
The tap to come through, trying to bait them back forward here to put this judge to use to find some form of value, but kills will not be coming through.
Okay, nice.
Spike will go off. Paperrex continue to run this back.
I like the idea from Rusia.
Nyala guys, cuman emang mungkin gara-gara BO1
like you're going
sih
for
ya.
the ninja diffuse. Force Paperrex's hands, but starting to right the ship. Steady. Now, 4 Paperrex, 5 in a row here on their attacker side. Still have the Nightbot for Patmen, 2 away from another showstopper for Jing, who's got the judge. And it is a B hit. And look at this, BLG
Nice.
at least stacking their forces there. Are they going to be able to counter this? You see this a lot from Paperrex.
Cutting through.
They need to get the ball rolling.
Just the C's there off the back of the Prowler. Jing to stay alive. Lets them know that there's going to be a judge in hand here. Is Paranoia going to be sent? And they're all stacked up for him, Jing. Quickly collecting 2.
Nice.
The peeking from Neff just not able to find anything in reply whatsoever. And now Paperrex look to try to reposition, repivot here.
I tried to play off that Paranoia to see if they could deal with the judge. Not going to happen. Levius.
Okay, good.
A lot of work to do here.
He's had his rounds where he certainly has looked electric here for the team. Russia able to find one, but quick trade is found there by something. Big TP forward, Forsaken re-exploring in towards B site. Looks like it's just going to be a wraparound into main here. As Neff now starting to step forward. Just has the half armor. So it would almost certainly be his demise if he tries to go for the wider swing all the way back across through the attacker's spawn.
30 seconds left.
You know there's one on A. You're still not exactly sure where that last member is, so Paperrex going to be looking in a lot of different directions, trying to figure out exactly where Neff went.
To be in a rough position, though, if they really try to make a go for this. Especially now, I think if you're Levius, you might just have to try to save this weapon. Would be the more measured play. But it's going to be divided. Go ahead and collect the final 2. 10-10, we are tied up. Paperrex.
Okay,
a dominant streak here on the attacker side, and BLG left reeling.
Yeah, finally, that's got a player from Paperrex on their feet. Responding in kind to BLG. This push out, though, you knew the judge was there. Still opted to challenge it. They paid the price.
Fine nih bos,
Be a rifle recovered as well at the end of that round. Just yeah, that's good. Something saying, yeah. We saw you standing on the other half. Now it's our turn. See what they can do. Device still with that outlaw, though.
On up and over the top, getting a big reveal there at C, and Device still able to come away with 1. Wisey quickly trades it back. Some damage going to be dealt. The show's not locked in. Point blank, Wisey dead.
4 lawan 3.
Gets destroyed as quickly the action will subside. This A side of the map, very much abandoned. It's BLG looking to try to go for that rush play. Only able to find the 1 kill to really show for it, losing out on 2 of their players. A weapon to potentially be collected as Levius maybe considering just some blind spray forward here into the smoke with that Singer in hand. A decent read that there could be a player positioned in it, but now it will expire.
Well, you know Forsaken loves to play in those smokes. Trying to use the spike timer.
The barrel been spotted. There's just a hair off. Seeing a pixel Forsaken. He's not holding for the close angle. Hits one on the deeper one.
Nice on.
Levius snappy to go ahead
Let's
and
go,
find
let's go.
on the Jing. A little bit more value, but once again, it's something on his feet, and Paperrex in the lead.
Yeah, this is starting to really run away.
Gila. Let's go.
7-8 in a row now. I lost count because it's been a lot.
Yeah, I believe it's 7 rounds now consecutive. Either way, it's dominance on display, and it's another timeout call for the side of BLG.
1 enemy remaining.
As this is going to be Coach Files' last real attempt to try to right the ship to give us that potential overtime that you were alluded to. Obviously, still could run this back 3 in a row to take the map, but given the way that these rounds have been going, the value being found from Devi as well.
Yep. That outlaw is really nice.
Jason mode APP nih bang, anjay.
Really putting some big damage into
Jam 8 main lagi ya bang, emang iya guys, jam 8 main lagi guys, gua nggak tahu.
You know, it isn't necessary in this case, but let's say, you know, BLG gets around here or there, right? Then you're gonna have that little bit of extra cash.
Cio buff kah, Cio buff?
Maybe buy a gun at the end if it's really close. So it's kind of hedging your bets a little bit. Now, that being said, it's just been so impactful, and Paperrex in general has been so good that economic advantage not going to make much of a difference, but still a really good idea. And I think overall you're seeing good teamwork, good coordination from Paperrex. They're making good map reads. And, you know, when
Oke, one more.
Kita
ambil dulu guys, angka ini kalau menang harusnya sih bisa langsung 13 ya. 3 ulti bro.
Looking really, really good. A little bit of a different setup though. YZ trying to take a push out. Is going to be identified there. A little bit of util, and that's going to send something out to reconfirm what the heck's going on behind this one way.
Well, just hunting him down. Oh my god, he's just going for the timing. He's absolutely outdone him. YZ is there, but that is something special. If ever I've seen it. Crunch coming through here at the door. Does leave the spike on the floor. Is Risha with the readjustment. Doing wonders to find that headshot. BLG now. A 3v1. They look to bring this back to parity, and Jing gets spammed. A fantastic call off the back of the timeout. They completely catch Paperrex unawares and off guard. They tie things up 11-11.
Love the decision making here from YZ. Just using that blast pack to try to kind of convince Paperrex that he's completely abandoned the C site, and something goes in with the dimensional drift, doesn't see anybody. He's like, oh, Neff's on his own. Free kill. Nope. YZ was right there to strike, and then Rushi is going to open up the door. Hit a couple crazy shots. That second one on the Devi over the mound was nasty. Jing jumping. And Jing dealt with. Now operator for Devi. So it is going to be him still, mainly being that sniper. Haunt there, not able to be cleared by Neff. So you know where he's at, but a pit at the front of B. Rushia, shorty in hand, waiting to see if any Paperrex players will challenge that pit.
Double face, looking to get the readjust. Will be able to have it. Something does manage to peel one back as Levius gets taken down. That's still going to be a player advantage here for the side of BLG.
Well, you should know that 3 are B and C, essentially, so A should just be a single player, and, you know, BLG aware of it too, so they're going to make a quick rotation. This is great calling from Neff. Timeout, working really well for BLG. Showstopper here for YZ. Here's the footsteps.
Just here around the corner. It's footsteps of teammate in from behind. Devi with that op shot, able to find one. Showstopper, nice. Don't even think he was intending to find Forsaken either way. Does go ahead and collect the goods. Now goes into a 2v2. The pit going to be abandoned. Things go quiet. Still the operator in hand here for Devi.
Has a steel garden, but is he even going to use it?
Smoked off for the moment. He's got it in hand. Looks like he is going to be sending this one here on time. Swing out though. Padman, it's a bit too early. Catches him. Is now Shorty filling forward here into the smoke. Finds the leg shot. Trying to get the readjust. The shot going just a little bit wide. 2 HP. He cannot survive. Doing his damnedest, but it's going to be Neff standing tall at the end of it all. BLG get themselves up to map point.
We've seen this a lot for BLG, where they're just a step ahead of Paperrex, of where Paperrex is anticipating where they're going to be off the back of utility, or, you know, we saw it with a Paranoia earlier on Billy's attacker side, and now here on the defender side, they're just a moment ahead of the Steel Garden, and that puts Devi in a really tough spot. Neff there, able to get the reload, and Devi, not much else he can do. Tries to go for the classic of his own, but he was so weak at that point. And now it is map and match point. It's the best of one here for BLG.
Jing bounding forward. Haunt getting a reveal. Paperrex needing to push this into that OT. YZ, however, cannot escape Devi. Perfectly timed on the flash as he swings out, collects the elimination, gives Paperrex an advantage. It's going to be a TP forward into the B side. Paperrex quickly pivoting through the baby door.
Yeah, with that op down, you suspect that he was on his own. And you guessed correctly. Neff, though, quick on the flank.
TP's past that wall, but Devi still holding the angle. And finds the headshot there. Neff going to be struck down. Jing trying to go forward, take some space at upper, ends up losing his life for that one, but Devi collects the op from the corpse of YZ and immediately puts it to use. Something hounds down Levius, looks for a little bit more, but it all falls on K9's shoulders. The 1v3, the high-low setup on the 90-degree angle. Finds the first, the Devi does get dealt with, but can he clear this out? It would be legendary, and he cannot make it happen. Forsaken will find the final headshot as we go into OT off the rip here at EWC.
Told you.
We did set the stage for this.
It just is the Paperrex classic.
Menang,
Just
guys,
going to OT.
Throwing
And
lagi.
no strangers to it, that's for sure.
Throwing lagi.
Great work here by Divide. Fantastic flash timing. YZ, none the wiser. And Divide scoops that up and has a phenomenal round. He is really playing great on that Vice.
Well, we'll take the moment to get the players ready. Here's the berries. Get ready to drop for overtime.
Respect
Paperrex
gua
fans
telat
can go
kah?
ahead and check their heart rates.
OP, bro. Let's go.
Just another day as a Paperrex fan.
And we're going to have dueling glass cannon operators here, as Russia's going to be bringing this one forward on the attacker side. This certainly could catch them off guard.
Yeah. Oh, something. Not ready for it.
There you go. Draws the first blood. Now they know that that's something that they're going to have to give consideration to.
Ooh.
As Forsaken does find one, but K-Knight quickly trades it back, maintaining that player advantage here.
I have to make a decision as Paperrex. You know, they thought about maybe challenging at Baby Door instead. Gonna wrap over towards Heaven. Try to make their go of this retake from there at a disadvantage. Op gonna be holding the flank. Grenade not gonna catch K-Knight. One away from a Nightfall.
Not deep enough. Shots a fly, but headshot connecting. Patman at the same time going to be taken down as K-Knight gets traded out. It's all on Divide. And that blast pack previously set up offsets the aim. He falls to the wayside. Billy now have themselves up to map point.
Again, just kind of outguessing Paperrex there. And it's Russia with that operator to give them that early advantage. Not anticipating it at all. Was something trying to get that angle set up above the smoke for himself into a main to try to control that space, and it's just dealt with immediately. And therefore, Billy able to punish that. And
juara
push through.
melempem,
This time
guys.
the glass cannon op going to be in Devi's hands. On the attacker side,
Akhirnya kalau angkat
both
throw
teams
2
on
round
their
udah menang nih, guys.
attacking end. Thinking about it, no glass cannon though for BLG.
Because they brought it out on the attacking side themselves, this is now likely going to give Paperrex pause and concern about there being a defending op.
Absolutely.
So they have to be a bit more methodical in their approach.
This is kind of the classic Paperrex setup. You leave something to be this lurking player as the Yoru. Work around the smokes. Try to find some opportunities. Prowler going to be used because of the door opening at tree. Now you've got a full wrap in the other direction, but this is scary.
And you have this linger here from YZ. Divide does hit a nice shot, but do they read this position? YZ, a real opportunity to do some damage, and right now, they're trying to spam him out, and Forsaken reads it beautifully. Widely damage going to be avoided. Tap of the door, it's going to be an immediate pivot now into the B site here for Paperrex. Ball holds him back here for the moment. Divide still going to be doing well to come away with yet another kill, but Russia looking for a bit of a timing, and we'll be able to find one as Forsaken gets caught off guard. Lobbing on the snake bite, sends it over towards default, looks to try to readjust, but Patman holds his own. Everything now here for Livius to try to prevent the reset. Here's the footsteps. Widely just baiting though for this angle, keeping something disguised. The strikes when they least expect it. And that is going to be Paperrex once again tying things up, extending us as we tumble down the rabbit hole that is OT.
Yeah, Devi again.
Oh
with the operator.
Ayo bisa bang,
Providing so much value for Paperrex. Finding that kill on the Neff as he goes for the peak. That just really breaks things open. It sends the BLG scrambling to try to figure this round out. Right there, just beautiful stuff. Good angle. Thank God for Forsaken and that he is watching that, because otherwise that looked like it could have been real bad, real fast, and it might have been map over.
It could have been just the map ending in the blink of an eye. Devi does bring this operator. This time, though, Russia not going to have it in hand. Gets spotted out by the Haunt. As the backpedal, give up that A-lobby space. Smokes cycling. Something now going to try his luck. Tucking in behind the box. Devi playing forward out of the smoke. Re-peeks. Does manage to come away with a kill. Eats some damage, but Widely gets away scot-free. Spam onto the position. Something has to give it up. Gate crashes out to safety.
Nice.
At the same time, Jing
Bait and switch.
is having the bait there. Coming through. Patman playing him in.
Beautiful.
3 guys.
Absolutely beautiful. Him and Patman work so well there at B main. Time and time again, they have just absolutely smothered opponents. That was a position that was weak for Paperrex, and they shore it up.
Oh, Devi Down to 5 HP.
Oh!
Hits a headshot off the flick. This man is walking a tightrope. And he is not falling. The Forsaken shout. This wall gets popped here on the B site. And it's all a little bit of a fake to try to play K9 into the C site, it would seem. But Devi staying stagnant as Levius cannot hit the transfer. To swoop forward, and Devi is absolutely electric.
Man, oh man, 5 HP and hits that headshot.
On the edge.
It's just disgusting.
A puff of air from one of those paint shells popping would have finished him off. He plays just in front, limit testing it to the extreme, and clips the headshot onto YZ to bring this round to its end. He is having a whale of a time.
He's having a whale of a map.
Tiba-tiba top frag itu, bro.
27 kills. What a performance. No operators this time around, and look at Jing as the judge. And that means B hit here for Paperrex.
BLG knows that this isn't going to be that implementation there of something, and they're counteracting the action on the B site very well. Spike isn't forward, it doesn't get stranded, but it's still 2 players down, including their smokes.
So ready for these B hits. I've seen the judge have a tough time, at least initially, getting into sight and doing any damage.
Closing dulu nggak sih pelan-pelan?
They try to challenge. YZ, speaking of, going to win his against something.
Pain shells now, once again, going to be pushing Devi away. Great shot from Batman on the readjust. Prowler in his face. Shrugs that off.
Bring them down.
Call for the pivot across now into the C site. Horns and Arcos no longer a concern here for the team, but a 2v5 now into the 2v4 to try to bring this map to its conclusion.
And another
That's
2v4.
how Toronto ended. It was a 2v5. Quick trade from Forsaken to make it a 2v4, but it would be a hell of a way.
Chance.
Ya Allah, dirinya tengah banget, bro.
Witching on top of the site, ends up getting caught off guard. Paranoia is on point, so YZ collects himself a third. The fuse on the spike, 14-14, we keep going.
My goodness. What a back and forth. He thought maybe, one team gets that defender side win, and it would change things up. And maybe Paperrex was going to be able to come away with it, but nope, we go again. As this opening match for EWC 2025 is absolutely delivering.
Shadows traveling.
What a banger
Remaining.
to begin the tournament. Out you go. Yeah, no hope there for Devi. It was already noted in that position, or at least suspected. And it is going to be Rushia with that operator again, going to try to take control. Kind of anticipating that maybe something is going to try to double down on this position again, and he can outduel him. But just using this to gain a little bit of space, our Paperrex.
Yeah, flashed off the angle, but otherwise still keeping this disguise. Taps, however, something. Able to find one. YZ going to be taken down. Op now going to be confirmed as they look for the reposition. Finds the reveal. It's just chaos here as Neff is desperately trying to find any kind of kill that he could get, but Paperrex, they get away scot-free.
And Neff knows it. He's going to try to push the advantage. Gets in the stairs. Levius noted by the Prowler. Things getting a little scrappy.
C is kind of getting bogged there on the wall, though. Doesn't get the rebound they were looking for.
Ya ini cok, ini bisa lolos cok,
This very much leaves Neff needing to be the one to try to find the opener.
elah,
He
itu lolos
does.
gimana caranya?
Something going to be taken down. Russia, the op, still finding some value. 2v3. Devi on the swing, has the full flash there on the Levius. Quickly collects the kill. Spike now. Dropped back over by Tree and Box. Neff with everything to do. Just 58 HP to try to do it.
I have the spike.
Man, I thought for a second there BLG was going to break the round open, but with Neff's position catching something off guard.
Shadows traveling.
What a timing from the Ascension champion back when he was on Bleed.
Nice,
Back
Jing.
to Jing, but finds the timing perfectly. Red there. Goes ahead, secures the round once again. Paperrex up to map point. BLG needing to find yet another reset.
Oh boy. This is just, nice shot for Rushia, but quickly traded by Patman. Levius as well. Good trades all around, but Divide there, waiting it out. And something still wants him.
Gila, something
Hold on.
mulai
We're not
something
done
guys.
yet.
Please entry
Vi,
pelan-pelan,
that
santai.
operator.
Ope,
And it is going to be match point again for Paperrex. Quick push out for something, immediately backed off by the utility. Haunt, snakebite. Oh, and he catches Nef.
Nice!
And he gets out. Keeps himself alive. Huge kill to be found. No more paranoia here for the attempt of the retake. Levius looking for a timing, gets a bit more damage there onto something, but widely the wall eats up the bullets. Backpedals, has to give it the space. The spike for now, waiting up the wall to be brought forward. As Plant gets ready to come into play. Something on the reposition, aggressively repositions here. The drop of Waterfall, snapping away, trying to find any stray shots he can get. YZ scales off the back of that one. No trade to be found as K-Knight similarly finds Forsaken. Jing peels off a kill to push forward through the smokers, just trying to play off the timings. Paint shells go flying. Jing finding the headshot. Or rather the body shot to take down Levius, and now has the showstopper to try to bring this to a conclusion, but it will be
boys,
defined.
sit down, okay?
Standing taller than them all at the end. Paperrex.
Diri terus lu, Nep. Berdiri terus. Diri terus lu, Nep.
Them and any opponent. But they managed to come away with the win here on Lotus.
Berdiri terus lu,
A
Nep.
stunning match here to begin EWC 2025. Wouldn't have it any other way. And it is the
Diri terus lu.
normal
Kosongan,
results for Paperrex. It feels like edge of your seat the whole time, and they just squeak through with yet another overtime victory.
BO1
A
doang
little
ya.
wild. Saw some interesting stuff there. A lot of new things from Paperrex in terms of some of the
Main lagi,
gun
Bang, ntar
choices
malam,
they
jam
were
berapa,
going
guys?
for, putting the outlaw in Devi's hands, the operator in Devi's
4:10,
hands.
Cok.
So some different looks being shown, and in the long run it worked out. But man, what a start for BLG. They look really strong today too.
They really, really did. And it's just the brutal fashion of the best of ones here to start things off, but obviously plenty more opportunities for them to try to bounce back. And it seems like Forsaken going to be nabbed away by our own Eden Chambers, though. So we'll get ready to hear from him in our winners interview down on the stage. But what a way to kick things off this has been. We'll go ahead and send it down to Ian now. Get some nice words, though, from Forsaken, how he feels after coming away barely with the win on Lotus.
Thank you very much. It's time for our Amazon Winners interview with Paperrex's Forsaken. Look, we started off here with a nice, long best of one, but you guys love some overtime, right?
Yeah, we love overtime.
You must be feeling incredibly confident. You just come off the back of a huge win in Toronto. What is the atmosphere and the vibe like within the team now coming into the Esports World Cup?
I would say, honestly, I think today is a bit rusty. We do a lot of mistakes, but I would say the vibes and the positivity is kind of like similar in Toronto. So we're kind of like vibing right now, so yeah.
Who do you think is your biggest threat out here in Riyadh?
I would say it's still gonna be Genji. I think they're the best team in Pacific, I would say, and it's really hard to beat them. But we'll try if we meet them.
Well, you're very hard to beat as well. You've proven that already here. Best of luck with the rest of the tournament, and back to you on the desk.
Let's go!
Spike down.
Oh, menang ketemu menang, kalah ketemu kalah. Simple aja guys. BO1 doang, BO1 guys. BO1 jam 8. Jam 9 mainnya. 9 guys. Siapa nih? Jitu kah? Jitu bagus. Jitu udah berapa guys? Jitu berapa guys? Jitu guys. Jitu berapa guys? Jitu guys. Skornya berapa bro? Langsung ke arsip ke Paperrex bang. Nonton kedua bang. Udah kita tidur dulu. Kita istirahat dulu guys. Ntar gue mau beres dulu guys. Gue baru balik cok. Baru balik guys. Oke, sampai jumpa di watch party nanti. Teman-teman terima kasih. Sampai jumpa di jam 9 nanti. Mungkin RP bentar dulu gue. Ngaco dulu. Nggak santai guys. Oke, thank you guys. Sampai